Hello yogis and welcome. Thank you for joining us. My wish for you tonight is to have a great practice. I hope you're all keeping well and taking good care of yourself. So we're going to do our power vinyasa tonight. So as always, we take a moment to become just mindful so that we can be here for our practice. Take a comfortable seat, perhaps in hero pose like I am. Very nice to sit on a block or a cushion. You could just simply sit with your legs crossed on a cushion, just so that you are comfortable. And then lift your upper body so that we have a long spine, but not a rigid one. Lift your shoulders, roll them back. Your hands just rest comfortably on your thigh. Maybe your palms are up and down. Maybe just take a mudra. And then just softly close your eyes. Gently bring your attention to here, just there where you are on your mat, sitting. Notice what your body feels like. Are there areas that feel open, relaxed? Maybe in some places you feel a little rigid, a little tight. Gently and lovingly, just notice what is there present in your body. And then gently draw your attention to your breath. Is your breath even and regular and deep? Maybe it feels a little shallow, a little short. Notice how your body behaves in response to your breath. Most of us can feel the expansion and contraction of the rib cage, the lungs. Maybe there's something else a little more subtle. Do your shoulders move? Does your chin move? Maybe your tailbone rocks a little bit. And now I'd like you to start with your lips closed. Start taking in breaths deeper than what you were used to. Really draw the breath in through the nostrils, down the throat, and feel it filling your lungs. Through your nose, empty everything out. With that in-breath, draw in clean, new air. With that long exhale, let everything go. In a moment, we'll be chanting Om. And simply let that sound come here from your heart center and from your throat and through your lips. And to begin, we bring our palms together in Anjali Mudra. And then take a deep breath in. Hari Om Tat Sat. Have a great practice, yogis. We're going to take a moment just to take child's pose. So ideally here, we'd like to take extended child's pose. So just bring your knees wide of the mat, bring your big toes together, and then gently bring your hips back towards your heels. There's nothing that says they have to touch your heels. If you find that that's a little much, just bring your knees a little closer to each other. And then bring your arms out wide and slide them forward, and then rest your forehead on the mat. So we're going to take 5 deep breaths in through the nose and long, slow breaths out through the nose. And we're going to start cultivating that ujjayi breath, breathing in with a little constriction at the back of your throat, that whisper at the back of your throat. And with the exhale, that long, slow exhale with that same whispering at the back of your throat. We're here for 2 more breaths. And then slide your hands under your shoulders. Take your time, slowly make your way up onto your hands and knees. So your hands are under your shoulders, and we open the palm wide so that you can press the 4 corners of your palms into the mat. Your knees are under your hips. And then we're going to very gently, not so hard out right now, but just for now, just very gently wrap your triceps under and draw your thumbs towards each other. You'll start noticing all kinds of stuff going on in the shoulders. And we'll take a few taps breaths here. So on an inhale, tilt your pelvis forward, let your belly drop. Now lift your collarbones, look up. That's a whole breath in cow pose. And in cat pose, as you breathe out, curl your back up, press your mat away, and move your forehead towards your tailbone. And then another big breath in, and a long, slow breath out. Just 2 more of those. Breathe into your own breath. And down. 1 round. So come back center again. Tuck your toes and then bring your buttocks back towards your heels. Now I'd like you, because your hands are under your shoulders, they are shoulder width. So we're going to slide them forward just until you feel some sensation under the arms. And then press your palms into the mat. Draw a breath in, and as you breathe out, press back to downward facing dog. So we really want to feel the palms press down into the mat, and we grip a little bit through the fingertips here, and then press them forward and lift your hips up. Maybe for now your knees are a little bit bent if your hamstrings aren't that cooperative. And we're going to tilt the pelvis forward, draw your belly back, and then move your forehead towards your toes. And again here, wrap your triceps under so that we can engage some of those muscles in the shoulder girdle. Take a deep breath in here. Empty it out. On your next breath in, raise your right heel up as high as you comfortably can, and then press it away so you can feel that stretch. And then bend your knee and work your heel over towards your left shoulder. Take a breath in, maybe lift your knee a little more, and then come back center again. Take the other side. On your next breath in, lift up high, press it away, and as you breathe out, bend your knee and work it over to your left shoulder. Breathe in, lift up, and breathe out. Come back to downward facing dog. Draw a big breath in here. Empty that whole breath out. Now look up to your hands, bend your knees a lot, and walk up to the top of your mat. So right away here, Move your feet apart so that they're roughly about hip width. Don't worry too much about getting it right. Grab your elbows, let your upper body hang. And I'd like you, I can't because I'm talking to the camera. I would like for you to drop your head and let it just bob around and feel that. And again, maybe here your knees are a little bent or a lot bent, depending on what your hamstrings feel like. And of course, you can move around a little bit here. And this is, we take ragdoll for integration, and what it is an exploration of what is there in your body and how it works with your breath. Remember, we're still breathing in through the nose with a little constriction at the back of the throat and out through the nose. We're here for 2 more breaths. One more breath. And release your hands. Now walk your feet together and the big toes are just next to each other. We leave a little room between the heels. Now you have a stable triangle to stand on. We're going to press into the feet, draw your belly back, hinge from your hips, take a deep breath in, extend it mountain pose and look up to your hands and bring your hands to your heart. So the first section here of our asanas is sun salutations, and we do that to open and warm the body. The first round I'm going to take a little slowly with you, just to give you an idea of the depth of the asanas. Now, as you take a next breath in, press into your feet, stretch your arms up and lift your whole body up, and then open the front of your body and maybe slide your hips forward. We're still looking up to the hands. Exhale and bow. Now here we're going to hinge from the hips and bow. So maybe again knees are bent, but we bring the belly to the thighs and forehead to shins. Half lift, we keep a long straight spine and then roll your shoulders back and look forward, and that causes just a little bit of concaveness here. And then hands down and step back to high plank. So remember how we press the mat away, wrap the triceps under, draw the thumbs towards each other. Press your heels away, draw your collarbones forward, and then drop your knees, drop your chest and chin. Slide forward until you're on your belly. Draw your navel back, tuck your elbows. Take a breath and lift your heart. Roll your shoulders back. This is baby cobra, and you can return to this anytime. Exhale, downward facing dog. There's a big breath in and a long, slow breath out, and then come up to the top of your mat. Half lift. Remember length, roll back, look up, and bow. Utthita Hastasana, press into the feet. Feel your lungs root to the soles of your feet and hands to heart. Take a breath in. And I'm going to show you an alternative for folding. It's a swan dive, so we just open the arms wide as you bow. Your choice. Half lift and then step back to high plank. So you can stay with knees, chest, chin, or roll slightly forward, lower to low plank. Flip your feet, press on your feet, press your mat away, squeeze your thighs, slide your chest forward. This is upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. A big breath in and a long, slow breath out, and then come up to the top of your mat. Half lift, fill your lungs, and down into life. Utthita Hastasana. Remember, it's a really big stretch. And hands to heart. Let's do one more round. Take a deep breath in and bow. Half lift and step back to high plank. Remember your option here, lower. Take a breath in, upward facing dog or baby cobra, and downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here. So also remember at this point is a good opportunity to take child's pose if you need to grab your breath. But it's up to you whenever you need to just take a little break to take child's pose. Great way to come back to your practice. We have one more breath here. Empty everything out and then come up to the top of your mat. Half lift and down. Uttita Hastasana, that's a deep breath in and hands to heart. Utkatasana. So remember, the big toes are together, heels are apart. We squeeze the thighs, press the knees together, draw your belly back and sit down. So Utkatasana often looks like this, and it has a place in our practice, and there are many places where we like to take Utkatasana like that. For today, I'd like for you to bring your weight back into your heels, draw your belly back, lift your heart, and sit as low as you comfortably can. Now, this is also a great option. So reach out through your fingertips, take one more deep breath in, and bow. Hi to everybody there. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see you saying hi. Half lift, but thank you. And skip back to high plank. Upward facing dog. Draw your hands back and downward facing dog. Take a breath in, push your hands down and forward, lift your hips. And as you breathe out, bring your right knee to your nose and your foot between your hands. So we plant the back heel now. Okay, and then press into your heels, draw your belly back, squeeze your thighs, lift your collarbones. Take a breath in, warrior one. So we take a moment here, just a breath or two, to find that warrior one. Just like I am now, most of you are going to find a bit of light on your back foot. So you want to press that heel down and away and draw this foot, press it down and draw it back towards you. Hug your waist in, open your chest wide, shoulders are back, and look up to your hands or straight ahead, and hands down, and Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog, press your feet into the mat, and downward facing dog. Let's try the other side. Take a breath in. Now left knee to nose and your foot between your hands. So remember, it's so easy from here to just jump up. I'd like you to plant your back heel, drop your hips, lift your collarbones, press into your front heel, draw your belly back, warrior one. And again, find that balance between your 2 feet. And if I peek down, I can see my big toe. The toes are lifted and we're pressing into the 4 corners of the feet. Take a deep breath in from warrior one and Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. A big breath in, empty everything out, and come up to the top of your mat. Half lift for your lungs. Now you can already start feeling the effect of that flat back, the shoulders back and forward, and bow. Press into your feet, draw your belly back, take a deep breath in, keep up the Utkatasana, and bring your hands to your heart. Utkatasana, remember, belly is drawn back. We squeeze the thighs, squeeze the knees together. Lift your heart and bow. Half left. Instead, maybe you'd like to jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog, maybe cobra, and downward facing dog. We're going to move with a breath now. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out, right knee to nose and your foot between your hands. Plant your back heel, take a breath in, warrior one, and Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Breath in, left knee to nose and your foot between your hands. Draw a breath in, warrior one, and Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Draw a breath in, empty that out, make your way up to the top of your mat. Half lift and bow. Take a deep breath in. Draw belly back, lift your chest, squeeze everything. And here, tuck your tailbone in so that you can lift your chest up. Utkatasana and bow. Half left. And Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Your toenails are on the mat. And downward facing dog. Breathe in. Empty it out. Come up to the top of your mat. Half left. And bow. Take a deep breath in. And release the tongue. One more round. Take a breath. Squeeze your thighs, draw your belly back. We're in Utkatasana, so your shoulders are away from the ears. And bow. Half left. And Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Draw a breath in. Right knee to nose and your foot between your hands. Draw a breath in. Virabhadrasana 1. And Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Now your left foot between your hands. Take a breath in, warrior 1. And Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Draw the belly back towards the spine. And downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here. Deep breath in. And a long, slow breath out. Now might be a good chance to take a little sip of water. Or just come to child's pose. And come back to your breath. Deep breath in. And long, slow breaths out. One more breath in. And then bring your hands under your shoulders. Press back to downward facing dog. On your next breath in, raise your right heel up high. Breathe out. Curl your back up. Bring your knee to your nose and your foot between your hands. So the back foot now, we're on the ball of the foot. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Again, here, dip your hips. Press into your front heel. Draw your belly back. And we're in crescent lunge. So tendency here to try and balance is to grip through the toes. I encourage you to press into the 4 corners of the foot and press your back heel away. And of course, this is a really great option to draw your belly back, open your chest wide. We're going to take a back bend here. And you bring your hands down the center line to your heart. From here, we're going to take a breath in, lengthen your spine, breathe out, and turn into a twist. So you're turning towards your front leg. This is a great option, and if you have something to put your hand on, you can put your hand on there and open up. Breathe deeply and regularly, and all the while, keep pressing your back heel away to keep that length in your spine. And roll your shoulders back so that your shoulder blades are flat up against your back. Reach your top hand up. We're here for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Now come back center. Plant your back heel. Take a breath in and we're in warrior 2. So sideways, this is what warrior 2 looks like. So again, press into both feet so you can feel that balance between the 2. Dip your hips nice and low, lift your upper body and roll your shoulders back. And you want to really squeeze the muscles in your arms here. Flip your palm, take a breath in, start with warrior, then come back to warrior 2 and take extended side angle. So what often happens is that the hips pop up here a little bit. Really anchor that back foot. Bring the hips into a straight line and draw this armpit away from that foot. And then look up towards the ceiling. 3 breaths here. And remember, we're not gripping through the toes, you'll be pressing into the heel. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Make your way back up. So you're going to straighten that right knee, stretch your body out, flip your palm, take a nice side stretch here, and then come back center, bend your right knee, don't bend your heel, come back to the ball of your left foot, plant your hands, and Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Left heel goes up high, bring your knee to your nose and your foot between your hands. And remember the option here that you can put your back knee down. Draw your belly back, press into your front heel, take a breath in, crescent lunge. And really dip low into the hips here, press your heel away and tilt your pelvis so that it's upwards. That means the tailbone is down. Draw your whole waist in and then take a back bend here. Bring your hands down to center, lengthen forward and take the twist of your choice here. It might be pretty twist or open twist. So here, keep your shin bone directly facing to the front and draw your belly away from your thigh. 3 more breaths. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Come back center. Plant your back heel for a breath in, and you're in warrior 2. So something to stay aware of, and as you know, I often point it out in class, when you come up, that front knee kind of goes to the center. Plant the root of your big toe and draw your knee away. Lift your upper body up, flip your palm, take a deep breath in, and then come back, lift up, and take extended side angle here. So again, most of the weight now is on your front leg. So keep pressing into that back foot. Press it down and away from you. Look up under your arm. 3 more breaths. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. And come back up. Straighten that knee, give your body a stretch. Eyes on your palm. Take a deep breath in. And Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Empty that whole breath out. And come up to the top of your mat. Half lift. And down. So we're going to take big toe pose, Pada Angustasana. So step your feet out so that they're just under your hips. With your middle and index fingers, pick your big toes up and wrap that up with the thumb. Take a breath in, half lift, and remember the mechanics there. Tailbone back, collarbones forward, roll your shoulders back. And now tilting your pelvis forward, so you're hinging from the hip. We fold. And again here, knees might be bent a little or a lot. Rock your weight back into your heels. Draw your toes up so that you can create a lot of length in your back. Your gaze stays between your knees towards your back. Breathe deeply and regularly. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. 2 more breaths here. One more breath. And release your hands. Keep your feet where they are. Take a breath in, half lift. And then we'll move into gorilla pose. So slide your palms under your feet. Bring your toes up towards it so that they touch your wrists. Take a breath in, half lift, shoulders back, chest forward, and bow, belly to thighs. Drop your head, draw your armpits back into your body, and enjoy this delicious fold. Because we're upside down, the breath is going to feel and even maybe sound different. Just keep coming back to through your nose. Deep breath in with that whisper at the back of the throat. And a long, slow breath out through the nose with that whisper at the back of your throat. Some more breaths here. One more breath. And release your hands. So now walk your feet together. Remember that triangle that we create. And this time, as you breathe in, roll up really, really slowly. Take a breath in as you come up. Take a big stretch here. Bring your hands down the midline to your heart. So what we're in now is Samastiti. This is mountain pose. Mechanics are the same. Press into the four corners of the feet so that from there you can lift up high. Lift everything up out of that energy that you're pressing down. Lift your shoulders, roll them back. Bring your elbows just comfortably close to your ribs. Lift your head up and relax your shoulders. So from here, we're going to take tree pose. Press into your, I'm switching all the time, so just one foot. We do both sides. And again here, you'll notice my foot rolling around a lot. And by the way, standing balances are definitely not my best asana. So you want to press into the four corners of the feet, and you can feel all the muscles switch on. Bend your opposite knee, and that might be your tree pose there. You might just have your foot on your calf, or bring it to your thigh, and then press it into the thigh. You might want to stay here. So we kind of tend to relax the upper body a little bit here. I'd like you to keep lifting it up high. Remember that all this energy going on here and down your foot. You might try to close your eyes here for a moment, or maybe just raise your arms. Maybe you can raise your gaze up to your arms, or to your hand. More breath here. One breath. Very slowly and gracefully make your way out. Maybe you need a little movement after all that. Take a deep breath in. And bring your hands down the midline to Samastiti. Taking your time, take your tree pose on the other side now, in your own time and in your own way. So if you have your foot on your thigh, see if you can bring your heel right into your groin, and then press down into the four corners of your standing foot. Press these two surfaces together and lift up high out of that. You might just quietly stay here. Remember in the beginning, when we took our meditation, how we just brought all the awareness into what the body feels like and what the breath feels like. Great opportunity here to just become still. Gracefully make your way out. You may want to make a few movements here. And take a deep breath in and down. Half lift, full up. Steeple float chaturanga dandasana. Upward facing dog. Turn your elbow creases forward and downward facing dog. Draw a breath in. And as you breathe out, like a big wave, roll forward into high plank. Tuck your elbows lower to low plank and then lower down on your belly. We take crocodile here, bring your palms, your hands on top of each other and rest your forehead on your hands. Opportunity here again to just come back to your breath. Breath might be a little faster now, heaven knows mine is. And this is that opportunity to come back again. Deep breaths in and long, slow breaths out. And this is also great because the weight of your body is lying on your chest and on your belly. So you can really interact with that breath and really feel it. And bring your hands under your shoulders. So we're going to take baby cobra here. I'll put myself at a slight angle so you can see what it is like. So elbows are together, drawing towards each other. Your hands are just here where the rib cage is. You press on the feet so that the knees lift up and the muscles are engaged. And then draw your belly back, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and dip your chin just a little bit. So there's a lot going on here in the mid and the lower back now. Maybe you'd like to lift your hands just a little bit, just so that you know you're not leaning on the hands. We're here for 3 more breaths. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. And then we come back to crocodile. Just switch your hands this time. We're going to take cobra now. That was baby cobra. So now bring your hands under your shoulders and again press into your feet. Now some of you may like to open your feet quite wide here, but let's leave that for a little bit later on. And then lift up. Remember your legs are all engaged now. So you're not kind of just resting on your shoulders. Your feet are engaged and you're almost up from your mat, pressing your hands into the mat. So some of you may like to open wide, the feet wide here, just to get that a little bit extra. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then press back to child's pose. So this is not the same as the child's pose in the beginning. Knees are a little closer together. You may have a little room there. Bring your belly to your thighs, the arms along your sides, and your forehead rests on the mat. Deep breaths in, long, slow breaths in. Your hands under your shoulders, come up slowly as you take a breath. Then just walk your feet forward or jump forward and roll over on your back. I'm going to turn myself sideways to show you our bridge pose. So you're lying on your mat, your feet are comfortably close to your buttocks, and a good guide is to try and align your Achilles heel with your sit bones. That way we don't have the knees too wide or too close together. And then turn your toes forward. Your shoulder blades are flat on the mat, and then press into the balls of your feet and your heels, and that squeezes the thighs. Take a breath in and lift up. So here the journey is upward, but the same as when we stand, we press down so that we can lift up high. And you might have a little room there to walk your elbows together and lace your fingers behind your back. Keep pressing down to lift up high. Breath here becomes a little faster. So keep coming back to deep breaths in and long, slow breaths out. One more breath. Very slowly lower down. I see so many times in classes, people kind of just flop down. It's really wiser here to just come down slowly. When we take Sutta Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of your feet together, your knees just drop open. And I know for me right away, it's really intense here in the right hip. So you might want to just slide your feet forward a little bit, or for a little more, bring them closer. You put your right hand on your heart chakra, just here where your sternum is, and your left hand on that chakra just below your belly button, about an inch or two below the belly button. It's really nice here to close your eyes. Come back to your breath. The way that Dana Folds, the Yogi poet, describes the breath as ebb and flow, ebb and flow. Nothing to do but just to breathe and listen. Then bring your knees back together, hug them into your chest. Another nice thing you could do is to just roll your hips first in one direction and then the other. Just a little hug might be all that you need. Then we're going to rock up and down the spine until you come sitting up. And you plant your hands and step or jump back to downward facing dog. On your next breath in, raise your right heel up high, bend your knee, and again, work your heel over to your left shoulder. So, of course, here you can flip your dog if you like, and really open up some more. Just 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Now come back, if you flipped, come back to 3-legged dog, and then look to your hands and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Slide your left foot back and drop down on the knee. So what it looks like here is this. A lot of us end up like here. Nothing wrong with it, but you're losing all of this benefit here in the asana. So just take it back as far as you comfortably can. Lay your toenails on the mat. Your right foot turns out a little bit, and you can just stay here. You want to drop the hips and lift the collarbones. Interestingly here, I would offer that you put your hands on the block, and that would be great if you want more. So when we lift the chest up, it brings more into the hips. That's really great here. And you can just stay here, or if you like, a little more, work into Hanumasana. So you could just put your block under your thigh if you're still working on it, or just go as far as you comfortably can. Remember, we don't have that mantra of no pain, no gain. It just doesn't make any sense, does it? So, yeah, just enjoy opening your hips, and in this case, in the back and the front. The hamstrings get a nice stretch here on your front leg, and your hip sockets get a nice rotation, a little deeper than what you usually do by standing up and sitting and walking. You just stay here for a little bit. For those of you in the dragon pose, you might, if you like, turn your foot out on the side and let your knee fall open. That's also a little added bonus thing in your asana. Maybe you are down on your elbows. Just be aware of the hips popping up and the chest moving down. Most of us tend here to round the back. So do the opposite, drop the hips and lift the collarbones. And therefore it helps that the drishti is a little bit ahead of you and not down. That way we help keep the hip nice and open. We're just here for another 3 breaths. And then bring your hands back under your shoulders. So we're going to take a twist now. Again, I'll just turn sideways. Lift your back foot, and the hand that is on the side of the front foot, so in my case it's my right hand, reaches around and grabs a hold of your foot. So again here we tend to tense up, so if you can just let your hips relax down and lift your collarbones. And then see if you can draw your heel just a little bit closer to the buttocks. And of course we lift the shoulders and turn them around. This is a very intense stretch on the hamstrings. 2 more breaths in. And you very gently release and press back to downward facing dog. So do hear what your body needs. Maybe you just want to wiggle your hips or stretch your leg out again. On your next breath in, left heel goes up high, bend your knee and work your heel over to the other side. And remember, you can flip your dog here if you like. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Come back center, look to your hands and stick your left foot out to the other side. Remember to slide that back foot back and drop your knee. Now I know it's most of the time not humanly possible to just drop the hips and lift. So when I say drop the hips, just gently let them go. Just let them relax and lift your collarbones. And here go wherever feels good for you. We're here for quite a few breaths. Maybe take your Hanumasana. Key here is to see where you can relax your body. Although it is a young practice, the nature of most of these asanas that we do on the mat now have a softer and a more yin nature. And if you find your mind wandering, just keep coming back to your breath. It's amazing how simple that is. And we can get so caught up in our heads and things that we need to do, or things we worry about, maybe regrets, maybe excitement, looking forward to stuff. And the key is not to deny any of those things. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? The key is to see those things and to know they're there and to be really loving and gentle and acknowledge them. And then come back to your breath. So we're here for another 2 breaths. Then slowly make your way up. You never snap out of these asanas. Oh, turn your foot out. This time you twist to the other side. Lift your back foot. Reach around, so in the direction of the front knee, and grab your foot. And take your time. We're here for quite a few breaths. Gently encourage your heel back towards your buttock. Lengthen your shoulders forward and then turn. So we get that nice little gentle stretch in our twist in the spine as well, along with a stretch in the hamstring. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Gently release. And this time, just sit down and bring your foot down. You might feel nicely to just stretch your feet out. So from here, we're going to take a nice forward fold. Paschimottanasana. So we start by coming into Dandasana. So anchor your heels there and walk your sit bones back. The aim of doing that is that we don't work. If you think of it, a pelvis isn't really shaped like a bowl, but if you thought of it as a bowl, then we want the bowl upright and even a little forward so the liquid spills out to the front. As always, my advice is also how different it feels. It really opens a lot if you just elevate your hips or bring your knees up. You can even just, again, sit on a cushion. So when you all sit up, take a breath and lift your upper chest and relax your shoulders. Press your heels away, knees bending not. And you turn your fingertips out towards the back. Take a breath in here from your pubis bone up through your upper chest. Maybe take a little back bend. And as you breathe out, hinging here from your hips, from your belly to your thighs, slide your collarbones forward. The direction of your collarbones are forward. And then take a hold of your ankles or your feet. Take a breath in. Chest goes forward and shoulders back. And as you breathe out, sink a little bit lower into your forward. And again, here, the tendency is to round the back. Most of us here, it's such an enjoyable asana that most of us want to just drop our head here, but that rounds the back. So I'd encourage you to keep your gaze on your toes and keep pressing your heels away. It's quite a young asana. There's quite a lot of muscle engagement, and that's the whole purpose of this, is to get those backs of the legs open. We're also working into the urinary and bladder meridians and the kidney meridian here. Just gently come out really slowly. Bring your hands to the mat, take a breath in and lift up. So lean back on your hands, point your toes, press your hands into the mat, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, let your head hang back if it feels good, otherwise just tuck your chin in. And then you can stay here and lift your hips. Keep pressing your heels away. 3 breaths in. Very slowly come down. Roll over on your back. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock around a little bit. So release your left leg down the mat. Keep hugging your right knee in. Put your hand outside the knee. Release your right arm out so it's wide open like a wing. And then draw your knee across your body. So ultimately here has very little to do with the knee. It is, we're going to roll over on our side. Now, it's not cheeky to lift up and shift over to the side of your hip and then bring your leg over. Another thing that I like doing in this is to just put a block under my knee because that can feel a little intense. And then lift your shoulders up, rotate them back so that your arms fall wide open. And then just drop your head over to the opposite side. Great opportunity here again to just start relaxing your body. And slowly roll back center and then take the other side. This time your left knee is up. And it's good to bring it really nice and close to your chest. Bring it over to the other side. And remember you want to end up on the side of your hip, on your side. And then lift your shoulders, slide them out and open your arms wide. Your knee might be a little closer to your chest or a little further away. Maybe your top leg is a little straighter or knee inclined bend. Or as I said, maybe you've just got a block under your knees. Just like those earlier asanas when we started practice. And indeed, throughout our practice, it's an exploration. What is there now? What does this feel like now? Nice and a gentle and a loving curiosity. Bring your knees back to your chest, roll over on your back. And this might be enough for you. Just have your knees in. Take happy baby. So your head and your shoulders are relaxed on the mat. And then draw your feet down. It's really fun here to roll around a little bit. And then take Shavasana. So keeping your feet comfortably wide. Of course, it's different for all of us. I like a really wide Shavasana. But they might just be a little bit apart. And your feet fall open. And lift your shoulders, rotate them back. You want the upper arms away from the upper body. Maybe rock your feet a little bit from side to side. And close your eyes. And now you can just come back to your gentle and your quiet breath. If the arch in your back is a little too intense or too flat, just move your buttocks a little bit. And then relax your shoulders, relax your neck and your jaw and your tongue. And the tongue rests comfortably on the roof of your mouth. Your belly drops, your hip bones just relax away from your tongue. And stay here for a while. Don't worry if you're afraid of snoozing. I'm here. I'll bring you back. My wish for you now is to just completely relax. Notice the weight of your body. Notice your breathing. And tiny little movements into your fingers and your toes. Make a movement, bigger movement. Maybe wrist to ankle. Take a big stretch of your body. Take a deep breath and point your toes. Stretch your arms overhead. And hug your knees into your chest. Rock over to your right hand side, your young side. And stay here for a moment. Take a breath in and slowly make your way up into any comfortable seat. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. And we'll close our practice with one arm. Take a deep breath in. Bring your thumbs to between your eyebrows, seat of consciousness. And we honor and see and acknowledge the beauty and the wisdom and the intelligence that's there in all of us and available to all of us when we say Namaste. Namaste Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, yogis. So lovely to connect with you again. I nearly said see you again, but I kind of see you. And love you all. Thank you. And we'll think about making this again our regular community class. Take care. Look after yourselves. Bye.